going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Eating Vegan with Nick. As you can see, we have somebody coming out. Hello, how you doing? Do you eat vegan food, by the way?
No.
You don't? You gotta try it. You said what?
I eat everything.
You eat everything. Eat more plant-based food. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life. Well, back to you guys. We're here. We have the pickup here today at WYVA, Wityoveganass. Today we're gonna be, chopping it up with the owners, with the chef, and seeing really how they orchestrate everything. I'm telling you, this food is to die for. Not literally, but it's really, really, really good. So we're gonna go in there, enjoy some of the food, chop it up with the owners and the chef, and see what it's hitting for. Come on now. Yeah, yes sir. So you already know the vibes. We in Queens, we in Astoria. We got my man right here. We about to go right into the spot. You know how we do it. Let's get it on. Let me show you something real quick. Okay. Look at the close-up. After all the flames touch, you can see where all the nice crispy areas are. That's where I'm going to first. So we're finishing up the patacones. Patacones. Cool.
That's made with,
Wow. That right there looks very, very pretty.
This is the base.
You know, I got a bunch of questions to ask about the chicken. What are these? Are these peppers? Okay. I see the peppers in there. Oh yeah, and I can smell it.
Boiling, taking seeds out,
Right.
mashing it.
I'm gonna top that off with the sweet cilantro sauce.
Oh,
Boom, you hit it off with the Casablanca. Hit it off with that. Boom.
If you don't know, now you know. My man Chef Dwayne is official. He creates all of this from scratch. So right now we have our vegan fish fillets. We're gonna do the Vish tacos. The vegan fish seems to be ready. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna put it in the tortilla. He's gonna put a little bit of sauce on it and do his thing. But look how delicious this looks. I almost just wanna put my hand in there and touch it, but I know my hand's gonna get fried if I do it. Okay, here we go. All right, this is what the inside looks like. Can you see? Can you see? Can you smell it? I hope everybody who's watching this brought their appetite today. Because if you didn't, that's too bad. Because I for sure brought mine. And I'm going to demolish these.
Next, we take, that was the habanero aioli. Now we're taking
So
the,
this is hot.
yes, a little
Okay.
bit spicy.
Okay.
This is the salsa verde.
The salsa
Green
verde.
tomatillo, the tomatillo sauce.
Okay.
Top it off with our onion cilantro mix.
Okay. That looks so fresh.
It is.
Okay.
Freshly chopped.
Wow, I can smell it as soon as he opened that up. Oh, amazing.
Truffle mac and cheese.
Wow. So this is the truffle mac and cheese that we saw him whipping up in the kitchen. When he took the fire and the flames and threw it on top of there, that's the kind of exclusiveness that I'm talking about. I can already feel the energy, the love, so I know this meal is gonna be hitting. And then next we have Chik'n Patacones. Do you see this? Fresh out the oven. The two blends of the sauces. We have, this one is
That's the cilantro.
the
Sweet
cilantro.
cilantro sauce.
Mhm.
You have the sriracha aioli on the bottom.
Okay.
It's topped off with the vegan Casablanca, vegan
Okay.
parm.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Sitting on top of your tostones.
Last but not least,
Or Vish tacos.
here we are today at WYVA. We have both the owners and the chefs. We have, introduce yourself.
I'm Chef Dwayne, aka Edwin Thomas.
And I'm sous chef Lourdes.
We have Chef Dwayne and
Chef,
Lourdes.
yes.
Okay, so you call yourself a chef? Sous chef? Chef?
I wear a lot of hats,
Okay.
but I definitely am in that kitchen too.
What is the inspiration behind opening this vegan restaurant? How did this come about? Like, were you guys just talking one day and said, you know what? I eat vegan food, you eat vegan food, let's just do it.
Well, what happened was when we initially went vegan, when we were seeking out comfort foods, when we would get the munchies or whatever, like the options.
You know we get the munchies.
Yeah, the options from our standpoint really didn't hit the mark.
Okay.
For us.
Okay.
And so we decided that we had to start experimenting ourselves because from my perspective, it could be done.
Okay.
I had a lot of experience cooking.
Okay.
And I said, all right, it's time. It's time to start experimenting, doing my research. I got very compulsive with it.
Okay.
And I just spent so many hours and hours on the computer trying to figure out what the best ingredients were that were on the market.
As we can see.
Yes. Yeah.
So we just got Chef Dwayne's, perspective on how he got his start. Anytime you have two people, it's two different sides. So Sous Chef L, how did you get your start?
So I've been toying with the idea of not eating meat since I was 13 years old. And when I met him, I kind of like, we would talk about it here and there. Like, what if we never ate meat? Because I'm really big on animals. I love animals.
Okay.
Always felt a little bit like a hypocrite, I would go to the meat shop with my mom, and all they did was sell raw meat, and I just be like, hey, you actually get to see it for what it is. So that was basically my start. That was our start. One day we were in the kitchen and we started talking about being compassion and the whole feeling of eating meat and how that felt. Like, it didn't feel good to me, like it made me feel weird. Like, it made me feel, like I said, just like I wasn't really being authentic to what I believe. But it tasted so good that it was hard for me to let go. One day we were just in the kitchen and we decided, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's
Cold
just
turkey, just
Yeah,
like
because
that.
turkey.
information had brought us to the conclusion that we don't need to be doing this.
Correct.
It didn't make sense. We get, and it just reached that point.
We were speaking off camera, and Chef Dwayne has cooked at other restaurants before. Was there anything while being at another restaurant that kind of gave you the advantage now when you do cook? Mm-hmm. Like, how do you, when you're preparing a particular dish, right? Do you ever take any of the skill sets that you had when you were cooking meat and just kind of veganize it? Or is it kind of like a whole new ballgame for you?
Most definitely with comfort foods, I think we're trying to appeal not only to vegans but to meat eaters. And so to an extent, you're trying to replicate a lot of the textures and a lot of the flavors that what we were used to as non-vegans.
Correct.
But our brains have been basically wired for years and years to enjoy the texture and flavor of meat.
I like this conversation. I like what he's saying. Because this is the same stuff I try and tell all my friends, all my family, all my people. We've been programmed because we've been eating something for 20 plus years, 30 plus years, and we may take a bite and say, hey, this doesn't taste like what I'm used to. It's because what we're used to is packed with so many preservatives, and we've been eating it for so long that our taste buds and our brains have been wired. So I appreciate you saying that.
Exactly.
Okay.
And now knowing that our brains are wired this way, it's like, how can I figure out a way to appeal to individuals whose brains are already wired like this?
Correct.
And deliver them food that's going to satisfy them?
Well, I will tell you this patacone with the chicken and all the different sauces, comfort food, I know my brain is going to be like, yo, this food is mad good. Let's see. Hold on. You need this. The reason being, even though it has a little bit, it's a perfect mix. It's a perfect mix between hot and sweet. The sweet overpowers it just a little bit. But this is awesome. The chicken. So, earlier you told us it takes about 3 hours to prepare this. Give us a little bit more. Tell us why 3 hours.
So I boil it to get rid of the brine. And I take out some of the seeds, not all of the seeds. Some people take out all of the seeds, but when people do that, sometimes you lose value and you're taking away jackfruit, because there's a way that you can mash up the seeds with your hands and use that for to have a more substance.
Okay.
So it's boiled for 30 to 40 minutes. After that, I let it cool down for an hour, right? And then I put on gloves, I mash it for, not joking, 30 to 40 minutes. I mash it individually, on my own.
So you make it
It's
with love.
crazy. I make it with love. That's why I'm going hard. And I know I'm being very, because it's this is probably the hardest thing to make out of the whole menu. It takes so much time.
Out of all the places I've been that I've ordered jackfruit, this is by far the best jackfruit that I've had. And I think that not only is it just purely the jackfruit, I think how you guys put so you put the sauces with the jackfruit and you also put it on top of a plantain. I haven't seen that yet. So this right here is official. So if you order from WYVA, this is what you need to get. I promise you.
Man, there was once a small Venezuelan Asian spot around here that went out of business. They used to make Chik'n Patacones. Patacón is actually a Venezuelan dish.
Okay.
It's Venezuelan comfort food.
Okay.
So I said, hey, I miss Patacón so much. I was like, I gotta veganize this. So I started working on it. And the first time I made it, it just wasn't hitting the mark.
It wasn't hitting?
No, it wasn't hitting.
Okay.
I tried 2-3 more times. I just kept on modifying it as I went along. And eventually one day, it just hit.
Okay.
It was like, boom.
So now when you're modifying, right? Walk us through your vegan process, right? Because there are a lot of people who don't know how to cook vegan food. So as you're modifying, what goes into that process? Do you take something out? Do you put something in? Do you research? Did you figure out how that Venezuelan spot made their patacón? And you were just like, let me try and spin it this way.
I didn't really figure it out. I knew what the elements were.
Okay.
And as a chef, I'm just very accustomed to knowing what flavors are what.
Okay.
So it was more about finding replacements.
Okay.
For instance, the mayo, right? I love Follow Your Heart Veganase.
Okay.
The soy-free one.
Yes.
I just think it has. I have nothing against soy.
Best
but
mayo out there.
but the soy-free one has the best flavor.
Yes.
In my opinion. I was like, all right, I can easily make a sriracha aioli out of this.
Oh, so that's how. So that was the base for your aiolis. Okay.
Yeah. Then the sweet cilantro sauce, I just did a lot of research, found a bunch of sweet cilantro recipes online, and worked them, modified them, until I was satisfied.
Okay.
Right. So I wanted to make that. Then with the chicken, I knew I had to use jackfruit because it had more of that shredded texture. But
Yes.
I wanted it to be full flavored and not just soggy jackfruit as I've had in restaurants.
Yes.
So I was like, I have to roast this to get the crispness, to bring more flavor out of it, to get that nice, flavorful touch, and it just worked out. Put it all together and boom, it was done.
And now, right here, we have the vegan fish tacos with a whole bunch of cilantro, onions, and what is the base?
Habanero agave aioli.
Okay.
And salsa verde.
Okay. Now let's try this out. I'm in heaven right now. I'm in vegan heaven. Wherever vegan people die and go to, that's where I'm at right now. So, sous chef L, right? When Chef Dwayne is doing something, are you behind him saying, a little bit more of this or less of this? How does that happen?
We do that to each other.
Okay.
Like, we kind of keep each other in check.
Okay.
You know, if I see him
Okay.
doing something, I'm like, I don't think you should do that.
Okay.
Because I always come from the perspective of like trying to give someone the best product possible.
Yes.
Every time they have this dish, whether it's the first, the second, or the third, it has to be the same.
Okay. So now, out of these 3 dishes, question for both of you, which one is your favorite?
Man, that's hard.
Okay.
If I had to choose one, I would say the Vish tacos.
The fish tacos. How about yourself, Chef Al?
If I had to choose one, I would also say the Vish tacos.
Let's talk about the other items that are not on the menu.
Right.
Can you please, let us know? Because I've had the burger. And I'm gonna tell you this: the burger, you guys haven't seen it on camera yet, but the burger is popping. Hold on. Let me say this again. The burger is popping. So, what other, special menu items?
But I just want to touch on the burger real quick since you brought that up. We put a lot of love into our burgers. I mean, we get the right amount of char on the meat. We toast a organic vegan brioche bun,
Yes.
butter it up,
Family-owned
toast
business.
it. Also family-owned business.
Okay.
Make sure that bun is perfect because if the bun ain't right, the burger ain't gonna be right.
Listen, make sure you keep the buns tight and bright.
And then there's the truffle base sauce that really brings it all together, right?
Okay. So you've been vegan for close to 5 years. How about yourself?
Same amount of time.
Okay.
Because we went vegan the same time.
And cold turkey, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And just decided to, hey, you know what? Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So what was the most difficult part for both of you in your journey towards veganism? Were there some nights like, dude, we gotta get some pizza?
So yes, I have some freaking because you feel at the beginning, right? It's like you're just learning how to do it. So you're sticking to like a lot of grains and a lot of quinoa, and then your body starts acting up like, hey, like when are you gonna give me some like the carbs that I'm used to, the cheese that I'm used to. So we definitely went through that. The hardest part about being vegan for me, it wasn't really hard. like as hard as I thought it would be. It was just you need to be very dedicated. So you have to do research.
Yes.
There's a lot of research involved. So if you want to talk about hard, I'd say maybe that's the thing that I can like compare to it being hard. Like sitting down and actually reading articles and figuring out what's gonna work for me, macronutrients, micronutrients, figuring out what you need now that you're not like having meat.
For me, being vegan was a lot more simple. Okay. Literally, look, we went to a horse farm, right?
A horse farm, okay.
Right, we're riding horses. These horses are eating oats.
Yeah.
Okay, all day long.
And are strong.
Guess what I eat? Oats.
Yeah.
A lot of oats, bananas.
Okay.
You know, peanut butter, other nut butters. I get protein shakes. I get protein from those nut butters. I get protein from the oats. I mean, it's literally everywhere. Okay. It's not difficult. You might be a bit more of a stubborn person. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, it's going to be difficult. Of course. But sweet potatoes are accessible.
Yes.
Oatmeal is accessible. Okay. Peanut butter is accessible. Okay. Protein shakes are accessible.
So you know what? I have a question for you. Let's make someone's day a little bit easier, right? Walk us through what you would have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, since for you it's a little bit easier. So for someone who's watching, and they're like, man, you know what? Chef Dwayne, man, he said it's easy, but I'm struggling with it. What would you eat? What is your day like? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Very simple.
Okay.
Very simple. Get yourself smoked meat.
Okay.
Add some almond milk to it.
Okay.
Add some berries.
Okay.
Blueberries,
Okay.
strawberries, raspberries. Throw a banana in there.
Okay.
Throw some peanut butter in there. You're gonna have plenty of protein and carbs in that alone.
Okay.
Now, if you want, get yourself some whole wheat toast. The one I eat, Dave's Killer Bread, is like 9 grams of protein per slice.
Okay.
2 slices and 18 grams of protein.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Add some nut butter to that, 2 tablespoons. That's another, 9 grams of protein.
Okay.
So I mean, it's so simple.
So the reason why I ask these questions is because I want the people to understand that the people behind the food actually know what the hell they're talking about and what they're doing. This is not just a random person going with the vegan trend. These people have put in their time, their research to make sure that it's easier for us. So I want everybody to understand that these two individuals, Chef L and Chef Dwayne, actually know what they're talking about. When they're cooking, they actually know it's an experiment for them, right? They're like scientists. He's an artist. He's behind there whipping it up and knows exactly what to put in, what to take out to make sure that it's good for you. So now, back to this. So you told us breakfast. What about lunch?
For lunch,
Give us something easy, simple,
rice. I'll make some rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
Rice
Okay.
and beans. Make yourself a cucumber tomato salad.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like rice and we mix rice with the beans. You have your carbs and your protein right there.
Throw some
Get
tostones
in your
in
greens.
there.
Throw some tostones if you want to spice it up a bit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Get some tomatoes. You know?
So you heard it here first from the two chefs from Wityoveganass. So I gotta say it like that because I got to ask.
Yeah.
How did the name come about?
Yeah.
I love it, by the way.
Thank you. So we were brainstorming one day.
Okay.
And we were coming up with names, and she threw out Wityoveganass, and I was like, that's it right there. And then I sat on it, and I was like, okay, Wityoveganass, that's catchy, but we got to make this accessible to more people. People are funny sometimes. They're like Wityoveganass, they're cursing, whatever, And I was like, okay, we got to make this a little more. But it was so easy because the first letter of each word just came together. I was like WYVA. I was like, this has to go WYVA. WYVA. So I added the accent on top of the A. I was like, WYVA, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the primary thing. And Wityoveganass, it's a company name, but it's more of a slogan. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I see you with the hoodie and I see you with the t-shirt. You guys have merch available?
That's coming.
That's coming,
Okay.
yes. And it's gonna be ethically sourced. So it's not just like you're gonna be buying just any shirt. No, you're gonna be buying a shirt that is paying that person who made that shirt.
Okay.
What they deserve to be paid.
Okay.
To know where it's coming from. To know it's good for the environment.
Okay.
That's what it's
I'm
about.
definitely going to be supporting, support local businesses, support black businesses, support Spanish businesses, because right here, I'm telling you, all this food that you see, the 3 different dishes, so good. It's so good. I have to keep going back to it because I don't want the users to forget how good this food is. Do you know how difficult it is to make vegan mac and cheese, but to also truffle it? That's something that we've been to plenty of vegan restaurants. I mean, not in just New York, just like all over. And I've never seen truffle vegan mac and cheese on a menu. And I've actually never heard anybody kind of say, hey, let's do the truffle mac and cheese. So this right here, thank you guys. This is off the chain. The vegan fish tacos. I mean, let's break this down. From the tortilla, it was amazing. The different sauces, the cilantro, the onions. I didn't even put the lime on top of it, and I still got that kickback. Now help me out a little bit.
Chik'n Patacones.
The patacon, the Chik'n Patacones. I mean, it speaks for itself. It already looks like a masterpiece. So you know, all of this food definitely gets the Eating Vegan with Nick official certified stamp. I want to thank you for showing me love. Once again, I want to thank the two lovely people, Chef Dwayne, to Chef L from WYVA for the hospitality, for the amazing food. Tell the people what the Instagram is, how they can get in contact with you, how they can enjoy the same food that I was able to enjoy.
You guys can find us at Wityoveganass on Instagram.
We'll be dropping the handle right here.
We're going to be dropping it. If you guys want to place an order, we're open from Tuesday to Saturday from 3 to 1 a.m. And you can place that order through Uber Eats.